Hey, hi, how you doing? My name is Chris. Every day I do a vlog and I'm doing it for 1,000 days. So if you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be absolutely awesome. Today I'm going to talk about ghost stories. This is absolutely a true story. When I used to work in the police, a colleague of mine and myself obviously were in a marked police car, and we had a call to a disturbance at a building, an address. And it used to be, this address was an old school building, but it was built many, dare I say it, I think it was about 150 years ago. And it went through, obviously, the Second World War, and it was used for different things at different times. And it was just an old building. And today it just stands empty. It's a building that frequently gets broken into, and it's just derelict and left, and it's unwanted, and it needs some investment and some care. And we had a call on this particular evening to a disturbance at the address. Apparently there were lots of people there having a party, and it was annoying the residents. Everybody was up in arms because the noise was so loud, the music was thumping, and you could hear hundreds of people inside. So upon my arrival, I remember that the building on the face of it seemed secure, and yes, you could hear and see loud music coming from the top. You could see lights on and off. My colleague and I were very surprised. This is a spooky story. So we went to the rear of the property and we managed to gain entry. We walked through a very derelict ground floor. You could still hear the music thumping, and you could still hear the noise and the hum of people having what I would regard as a good time. So it's a big building, this. So my colleague and I were trying to find and locate where the people were. Now, there was no visible sign as we were walking through each corridor saying where these people were. So that was the first sort of thing. I guess the real indicator was that there was no extra vehicles outside, and so all this kind of adds up when you look back on it. And when I look back on it, we were just going through the motions of trying to find these people inside this building and try and locate the sound of the music. So we went floor by floor by floor till eventually we actually got to the floor, because we could hear the music loud as anything, and we could see some kind of movement or lights in this very large room. I guess it would be like the size of a gymnasium. And yeah, so I remember saying to my colleague, I think we found it, this is the right place. And yeah, so we waited outside for a second. Now, whilst there was music that was playing, there was nothing discernible that you would say for sure that it was a particular style of music, but you could hear it, and you could hear people inside. What was about to happen completely and utterly floored us. So as soon as we attempted to open the door and walk in, which we did rapidly, I was just blown away. There was no people in there. There was complete and utter silence, and it was one large, dark room. Yet this music and these people, or the sounds of these people, had been in this very large room. To this day, I cannot explain it. To this day, I've had a chat again with my ex-colleague, and we've spoken about this, and for me, it is completely very strange, and I'm still not convinced about what we experienced that day. It was, for us, very, very surreal. I genuinely cannot explain what had gone on. Part of me says, the rationale part of my brain says that it was this ghostly manifestation of I don't know. I had a feeling it sounded for me like very much like a World War II sort of bash, the celebration of the ending of World War II, and I just cannot, honestly, I just cannot explain it. It was so strange. It really put goosebumps on the back of my neck. It was very, very strange. I don't understand to this day why we heard all that noise, why we heard all that sounds, all these people laughing and joking, and I don't know why I felt it was some kind of celebration, but I just felt like it was like a World War II celebration coming to the end of World War II in 1942. I just, for some reason, it just connects with me that this was that period of time. And whilst I don't believe really in ghosts, and I'm not a subscriber to all these ghostly happenings, I think normally there's a reason. On this particular night, I really could not explain it. I really can't. And I've spoken, like I say, to my friend stroke colleague about this evening, and even he has the same opinion. It was the most strangest thing we've ever experienced, or one of. And for me, it's just something that I've never forgotten. Are there such things as ghosts? I genuinely don't believe in them, but I can't explain this. I cannot explain that experience. And I gave an update on the radio, and it sounded like the strangest thing ever. I was spoken to about it later on during the shift, but nothing more transpired or came of that. So for me, that's my ghostly story experience. So when you think back on it, it still gives me like shudders, or it gives me I don't know, it just makes things sort of it's just a strange experience. It really is. Like I say, I'm not a subscriber to ghosts or somebody who's believes in all that lot. I do subscribe to fact, and I do believe in evidential chain of evidence, but there was nothing there that night. We did have a good look around the room, and we did check things out thoroughly. There was nothing there, no machine making a noise. There was nothing, absolutely nothing there. So a strange happening, a strange occurrence, absolutely. Did it unnerve both of us? Yes, absolutely it did. And we talked about that for the remainder of the shift, and then some after time had passed. So is there such thing as ghosts? I'd be very interested to see what you think. I'm not sure. If you've had an experience or something similar, I'd love to hear about it. And that is my ghostly story. So thank you so much for listening and subscribing. If you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be awesome. And I will see you tomorrow, because this is part of my daily vlog. See you then. Bye now.